Hello everybody on YouTube, this is Michael Hernandez here, and today, just a couple hours ago, I went to my local Marcus Theaters to see Kong Skull Island. And it was pretty good, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. So, if you're watching this, spoiler alert. So yeah, let's continue. So, the movie starts off with a plane that's crashing down, and then another plane has a villain right there. So the two were racing into Skull Island, and then they run into King Kong, and then they zoom in onto the survivor's eye right there, and there goes the words Kong Skull Island, and so a couple of layers have passed, and it shows John Goodman and the other guy. So they walk into there and they ask the person about Skull Island and what happened like before 1954, because they were trying to kill something. So 1954, if you were to take back, that's when Godzilla showed up. 1954 Godzilla. So Monarch's in the movie, as well as another company, but I can't remember their name right now. It was Foot. It was something with Foot, something like that. But they said that they wanted like an army team to go investigate Skull Island to see if there's anything living on there. And so they take an army which has Michael. I was about to say Michael Jackson, but it's Samuel Jackson. Sorry about that. So they get the army crew, they board a ship, but then they get to the island, but it's surrounded by clouds. So they board helicopters and they get into the island, but then they're surrounded. Well, for first, they drop these little missiles that are tracking devices to see how much inner the earth is Skull Island really is. And then King Kong just launches a tree at them, and King Kong just bashes the helicopters down. Basically, no helicopters survive. And then they try to see how long is it going to take. Got something try to see how long it was going to take for them to get out of the island. So they're searching everywhere, while the army was searching everywhere for one person. And the other team found another person, which was the survivor at the beginning of the movie. He has grown old, and he's played by John C. Reilly. He was pretty good. And then he showed us what Kong is to the island, that he's a god on the island. He protects the island. So it makes you think that he was protecting the island from the helicopters, because the helicopters were exploding the island up. So he was in self-defense. So they showed what Kong's family was. They were eaten. That's my tablet right there. They were eaten alive by a group of other monsters called skull crawlers. I know they're named by a different name, but the movie just calls them skull crawlers. That they're big monsters with 2 feet, long tail, and then a skull, long-nosed creature with 2 eyes on the side. And yeah. So throughout the whole movie, that's what the villain is for Kong, skull crawlers, including the very big one at the end. So what they do is they found a boat, which was made by the survivor and the other guys. So they board it, and I know I'm leaving some out. Yeah. So the army is trying to find John, but John was already eaten by the skull crawlers. or it could be Jack or whatever. But so he got swallowed by the skull crawlers, and then as soon as the other team boarded the boat, they go, they find the other team, they found them, and then they decide like where are they gonna go to get off the island. And then that's when they go into like the skull crawlers territory, where they have massive bones of Kong's family. And then they're attacking them, and then one one skull crawler eats John Goodman. So John Goodman died. I think it's John. Okay, well, so John just dies. So he gets eaten by the skull crawlers, and sorry if I'm goofing up by there. I'm really sorry about that. And yeah, so they defeat the skull crawler that was attacking to them by fire because the whole place was surrounded by gas. And so they go, they decide to split up to save Kong from the other team because Samuel Jackson wants to kill Kong for what he done to the rest of the army. So they go to try to stop Samuel Jackson from killing King Kong. So they got up to him, and then the big skull crawler comes out from the depths of the earth. And then Samuel Jackson had the diffuser with Kong, but Kong smashes Samuel Jackson and then defeats the big skull crawler that killed his family. So the other team are trying to run away from the big skull crawler until one person decides to put grenades on both sides to see if he was going to get eaten by the skull crawler, basically exploding his head, but he got slapped by the tail into a rock and then exploded. And then, so everyone's attacking on the boat with the turrets, and Kong's being up the skull crawler, and the girl with the camera, she was taking pictures throughout the whole movie, and Kong basically saved her life because after he pushes the big skull crawler into the rock, she falls, and then just when you think the skull crawler is dead, Kong grabs like a rotor from those boats and slices the skull crawler's neck up. So once again, that was my tab. So he slices up the neck right there, so there's like a big gap right there. Basically, you're dead right there. But the skull crawlers, it's not. So Kong grabs the girl from the water just when you think everything is okay, but nope, it's not. Skull crawler gets them again, and then the skull crawler bites on Kong's hand, but not like an arm rip. No, it's just on there, right? And Kong just does the fatality move, kind of like Kong, not Kong, Godzilla. Sorry about that. But he reaches into the big skull crawler and he rips all the organs out of him. It's kind of like, have you ever played Mortal Kombat X, where Ermac's fatality, where he lifts the opponent in the air and twists their body around until all the like guts burst out of their mouth? That's the same thing that Kong does to the big skull crawler. Pretty disgusting. And then right there, I just told my brother like fatality, and then my brother says like a boss. So the skull crawlers are all defeated. Everyone makes back home. Kong just roars to Skull Island and then zooms in on his eye, and then the movie ends. Or is it? Guys, That's my tablet for the third time in this video. Guys, there is... Can I speak? Thank you. Okay. Okay, so... the movie has an after credits scene where the other guy and the girl are in like a booth. Well, not a booth, but like a little room where the other guys, the guy and the girl, were talking to them like Kong's not the only king. And that showed us Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Not like what's gonna come up, but it did show what we could expect. It showed us Godzilla, it showed us Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. And then at the end we could hear the Godzilla roar. Oh my gosh, I was so excited about that. I was gasped, I was clapping, I was ecstatic. I'm really excited for Godzilla, King of Monsters. It's gonna be awesome. So, how do I rate this movie? I give it a 9. It's really good. Yeah. There's an article I would like to show you about it, but hold on. Alright, so here is the article about that, and I'm sorry if I don't got any of the names right, I just really forgot about them. But here's an article on a website. Now, I'm not going to show you the website, I'm not promoting it, I am not. I'm just reading an article from that. So it says right here that in the after credits scene, Conrad, played by Tom Hiddleston, who plays Thor, and Weaver, played by Barry Larson, are being held in an interrogation room of some kind. Why John C. Reilly's character Hank Harlow is released isn't explained. Where they insist won't tell anyone what they saw on the island. Then Hudson, played by Corey Hawkins, and Sand, played by Ton Jing, come to explain that their organization, Monarch, looks at all monstrous ancient creatures, and Kong is far from the only one. They then proceed to show Conrad and Weaver a series of slides featuring other monsters, such as the one who looks like a giant lizard, that's Godzilla, a huge moth, that's Mothra, a pterodactyl-like creature, that's Rodan, and a multi-headed dragon, I was about to say Godzilla. It's King Ghidorah. It's a scene that will excite you if you already know what's coming, but it might confuse you, yeah. And then it shows more stuff about Godzilla, King of Monsters. Yeah. So, the after credits scene is really nice because you get to see what's going to come up for the second Godzilla movie. And it shows like the new director, which is Michael Dougherty. Michael Dougherty also directed Krampus, which is about an evil Santa Claus. I've seen that movie. I didn't make a review of it, but when Octoberthon comes, I'll review it. It will star Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things, Kyle Sander, and Vera Farmiga, whatever. So yeah. And then it shows the release date for Godzilla King of Monsters, which is March 22nd, 2019. 2019 is also a year that I graduate high school. So, I don't know if this might be a time capsule in my video, like I'll just go back to when I made this video. Yeah. I wonder what everything's going to be like for me and my both channels in 2019. That's like 2 years away. Well, 1 year away from 2018. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good movie, pretty good after credits scene. Yep, that's my review. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.